This is one of the problems for the adaptive learning, and what I'm going to do is, you can do it in two ways. You can do it exactly like this, or you can shift it. Remember, you have your X and Y, and as I mentioned in class, these labels can be shifted. What's important here is that you have, your X and Y. Okay, so you'll have a resultant force in X and a resultant force in Y to obtain your your vector. So the sum of the forces in X is going to be your resultant force in X, but now X, we're going to define it positive in this direction. Okay, so you can define anything you want as long as you are consistent. I could have done it the other way, and as long as you have clearly stated what is the direction that's positive, that's what's important. So what we have here in X, and you have to keep track of the signs really well, you have F4, which goes opposite. So F4 is negative. Let me leave it stated F4. Then F1 is also negative because it goes in the opposite direction. F1. Then I have F2, okay, and it goes in this direction, that's positive. So I have F2, but it's a component of F2 that is in the X component, which is the one that is parallel to X, so it's 4/5 plus your component for the force 3, F3, and remember then this would be the one parallel to the X value, and it goes in the positive direction as well, so it would be F3, but then it's 3/5. Remember, you can stop this video anytime until you clearly understand where this is coming from. So let's substitute the numbers here. F4 is then minus 300, F1 is 200 minus 200, and then here I have plus 400 times 4/5 plus F3 is 300 times 3/5. Okay, and this equals 0. So the resultant force in X and in this direction is 0. So let's do the same for Y. So for Y, I'm going to say the sum of the forces in Y, and my positive, I'm going to say that it's this positive. That would be the resultant force in Y, and this would be equal. In this case, the F4 and F1 do not contribute to the components of the force in Y, but F2 and F3 do. So I go to F3, and the component in Y here, that's F2. The component in Y here for F3 is 4, so F3 4/5, and that is positive. And then I have 400, then is negative because goes in the opposite direction, negative, or F2, and then it's 3/5. Okay, so F3 is 300 times 4/5 minus F2, which is 400 times 3/5, and this here equals 0. So the resultant force in Y equals 0, and remember this is, so the resultant force, the magnitude of the resultant force is going to be 0 as well. 0 pounds, of course. I hope this helps. Thank you for your attention.